Hello, my name is Andrew Daddio. I'm here today with Jimmy Lee. Today we're here to talk about environmental, social, and corporate governance issues, or better known as ESG. Jimmy, it's good to be with you here today.
Thanks, Andrew. Good to see you.
So let's start it off. Overall, where do you see ESG kind of evolving, right? In 1, 3, 5, I guess 10 years if it's on your mind.
Well, there's obviously a lot of a talk recently. This is June 2022. But there's a lot of talk about it recently in the news with regulators being involved, making sure that people that are promoting ESG investing strategies aren't greenwashing. That's a popular term these days that people use, and making sure that they're really being compliant with what they say they're going to do and what they're advertising. In fact, one of the members of our investment committee, Victor, as you know, just came back from a conference that was focused on ESG from one of the associations, the biggest ones out there, that hosted a meeting and was sharing with us what the SEC was looking for recently in an audit with one of their firms, because they were promoting ESG strategies. And so I think from a regulatory standpoint, I think maybe there'll be clearer guidelines to make sure that firms like ours or advisors or companies that are producing products or strategies are really being true to what they're stating that they're doing with their portfolios. So I think we're going to see more regulation and more, guidance from the regulatory bodies out there regarding the subject. From an investment standpoint and how it's going to be used for investors, I think it's going to become more and more mainstream. As we've talked about and what we've experienced in our firm is that aligning, people's money or their investment portfolios with their values is another way to connect with investors in a way that a lot of advisors, retail advisors anyway, have not been doing a lot of, whereas more in the institutional space, it's something that's been, I think popular, if you want to use that word, for a longer period of time. And as we, I think move on for the next few years and beyond, it's going to be more and more mainstream, I think, for investment advisory firms like ours to use ESG screening for stock selection and for fund selection to put into clients' portfolios to where maybe down the road it won't be so novel. And so I think all the portfolios that we offer clients will have different types of ESG strategies in them because we've seen the evidence already, but we're going to continue to see that it's not just not hurting performance, but maybe enhancing performance in a lot of ways for investors.
So actually what I hear you saying is even though there might be more regulatory scrutiny on this area, the kind of consumer need driving that is going to kind of converge the two to kind of create a best of both worlds?
Yes, I think that's a good way to put it. And just like right now, in our firm, we have a vintage of model portfolios that are dedicated to these types of strategies. I'm not sure we'll have that vintage anymore. Maybe the strategies that we're using there will be a part of all of our overall portfolios. And I think that's how firms like ours will evolve, and maybe from the investor community, same way.